Hello everybody, so there is a new dev blog for Boss Slayer Master. This would be a new Slayer Master that would assign only boss assignments. So if you ever played RuneScape 3, I remember I loved this on my Ironman account. I think in RuneScape 3 though, you cannot use a Slayer helmet for boss tasks, but this would allow it. But the requirements would be 75 Slayer and 100 combat. So it's fairly mid-game. So this would be a separate system. You could have a normal Slayer task and a boss Slayer task at the same time. If you have like both same tasks, because currently you can also get boss tasks, you know, you can choose up to 35 that you can kill. Boss tasks will take precedent. I'm not sure what that word means. I'm guessing they will count from boss tasks first and only after it would be from normal ones. Also, because these are separate tasks, you cannot use Turadel to skip tasks. The Slayer Master, however, you get one free skip a day. Now I'm thinking about hardcore Ironman. What if you get a sim like Scorpia? You don't want to go to kill Scorpia. Most likely, nobody's going to do that. There's a lot of wilderness bosses that you can kill. There's actually the whole list right here. I'm very sure. Yeah, there's Scorpia, there's Crazy Archaeologist down here, there's Chaos Fanatic. So there's like a fair like 20% chance that you probably don't want to do it on your hardcore. And you get one free skip a day. After you skip it, and if you get a bad task again, well, you have to wait, basically, the whole day. Basically, the current problem that they had with boss assignments, because like I said, you can currently choose from 3 to 35, but you get them very rarely. The problem is that some of them are very quick to complete, but some of them takes like 10 to 15 hours. Let's say if you get Abyssal Demons and you choose to kill Abyssal Sire, that will take like 10 to 15 hours to complete, and that is if you focus all the time. But some of the tasks, like Crazy Archaeologist, let's say, probably doesn't take that long. Or Scorpia, that will take like half an hour. So they said that it's very in balance. You know, it says varying time significantly. For instance, Hellhound task could take anywhere from 3 to 7 hours to complete, depending on your gear and efficiency. You know, Hydra task as well. So the goal is for the new boss task to take 2 to 3 hours to complete. This is to avoid the monotony of a single boss task that can bring, and I fully agree with that. When I got Abyssal Demon task, I was like, oh, maybe I want to kill some Abyssal Sire, but I don't want to do it. Like I calculate, I don't want to do this for 15 hours. So that's what I'm guessing, that they would make, if you get Abyssal Sire, it would be maybe 20 or something, maybe 40. But if you get Scorpia, it could go to 150, because Scorpia is very quick to, again, depending on the gear, it's probably takes like 1 minute on average to kill one Scorpia. So they would kind of equal them out, like General, oh my god, the God Wars bosses, they were included, by the way. There's a Kriara, there's Krill, there's Commander and General Grador. Ooh. It would also have a separate point system that would offer unique rewards and features. Some of them are the same, like you could unlock Rune Pouch, Herb Sack, Gargoyle Smasher, but you could also store a task. Basically, if you would get a task and you don't want to do it currently, but maybe you want to do it tomorrow, or maybe you're waiting for a friend to log in. So let's say if you get a Dagonoth King task, it's like, oh my god, in the evening I would love to do it with my friends, but not at the moment. You could store the task, kind of like bank a task. Let's say if you get Dagonoth Kings, you can store it, and then it will allow you to get new task. And then if you complete the new task, then you can get another one, and whenever you choose at any time, you can, hey, now it's time to do Dagonoth Kings, you can pick it. Now this one seems to be very overpowered. There would be picking a task. They even say this sounds crazy powerful, right? That's because it is, but they said it would cost quite a significant amount of points. So this won't be available very often, but hopefully not too many points as to feel not worth it. So somewhere kind of in the middle. Again, all of these features are pulled individually, so some may pass, some may not. If people think this is overpowered, picking a task, then it's not gonna pass, I guess. Now, most of the bosses were included in the previous list, but there would also be unlockable ones like Corporal Beast, solo only. Private task only instance will be developed. Then there's Nightmare, also solo only. This would be very interesting to see, because you could also use a Slayer helmet against it. So the kill times would be much lower, because it takes so long to do. But if you have such massive accuracy and damage increase, I wonder how many that would be. Well, like 5 nightmares, it takes like 20 minutes. I know some people do it quicker, but usually for the average person, this would take like 20 minutes to solo nightmare boss. So they would give like 10 maybe. There's Gauntlet as well, which I would love to do. This is maybe something that I would bank I forgot how they worded it. You know, bank it for later maybe, then continue, maybe get some Gauntlet bosses, and whenever I feel like, take the Gauntlet out. No Slayer helmet benefits would apply here, you know, because you go in the instance, you cannot bring any of your own items, and there is no invisible Slayer helmet or anything. This would also apply to Corrupted Gauntlet, and then there is Great Olm. So raids would have, I'm wondering, is it just the Olm, or the whole raids would have the Slayer boost, like the accuracy and damage. Even they say, we expect a lot of discussion about the last one, as the raid Slayer task is unique and potentially contentious. Now this is not all, okay? As spicy as it was, Slayer helmet on all of the bosses, constantly getting boss tasks, this is not all. There is the rewards now. Boss teleport scrolls. I don't know if this is going to pass, because this seems to be so overpowered. Basically, every time you're killing a boss that was assigned to you, there's a small chance that you would get a boss teleport scroll that would teleport you to that boss that you got it from. It says a rare chance of dropping a small number of teleport scrolls. So it's not even one scroll. You could get maybe like 4 scrolls, like kind of like Zolandra teleports. These would be untradeable though. They say that we are aware there are some lengthy walks to some bosses. We would not want to abolish this. The hope is that these scrolls would be slightly better than the current methods. Okay, so what about Scorpia? How is that going to be slightly? I guess if you have like unlocked the obelisk, maybe, yeah, it's kind of slightly, it's not too much. But they say, for example, Caliphate Queen would teleport you near the second rope, so it's not inside the room, you would still need one rope. The Dagonoth King's scroll would teleport you to the entrance of the Dagonoth Cave on Waterbed Island, so you still need to get a pet rock. It's not straight to the entrance, but, you know, to the whole cave. You still have to navigate through the whole cave, so I guess it is slightly, it's not like straight. And then this one I was very interested in. The God Wars boss scroll would teleport you near the entrance to the God Wars itself, so it's very close where the Trollheim teleport is. It is slightly, actually it's not as overpowered as I thought, but they did mention only 3 bosses. Like I said, what about Scorpia? Crazy Archaeologist, what about, actually we have plenty of teleports. I think most of these would be slightly. So they also talked about the supply drops. Unlike Konar, they don't want to provide any large resource drops, you know, like you get a Brimstone key or something like Loran's key. So they don't want to do that. The goal is to lengthen the trip slightly. So maybe, you know, they say possibly for another 2-3 kills. I guess depends on the boss that you're killing. So the supplies could include 1 prayer potion, 3 doses, 3 sharks, you know, 1 super combat potion, 1 ranging potion. I love how they put the super combat but not bastion potion. It's like, yeah, who cares about range? Now another reward is Divine Reliquary. This is specifically for God Wars bosses. You would be able to combine 3 blessings into one and still put it in your ammo slot. What that means is that you can protect yourself from, you know, if you go to Armadillo, you can take a Zami one and an Armadillo one, and take even a Sara one. You know, when you go down the rope, there's a lot of Sara minions maging you, and you protect magic most of the time. You could take 3 of them, and you would be protected from 3 factions at the same time from a single item. So no more taking Armadillo Pendant, because these are cheap. Like, blessings are actually cheap. Maybe they have shot up in price now since this was announced. Again, if this is gonna pass, because some of these may pass, some of them may not pass. This would also have a 20% chance of granting you additional God War skill. I missed that completely. So it would take you like 32 kill count to get to some boss that I want to do. You know, 32 goblins, if my maths are correct. This one, however, would be tradable. If you get it, you can sell it. If you don't want to grind Slayer boss monsters, you can just buy it from Grand Exchange. And this would be a rare item. Actually, it says very rare item on the new Slayer Masters tertiary drop table. Another one is a new gem or ring. It's pretty much like Ring of Wealth. You know how Ring of Wealth gives you access to more commonly to the rare drop table? Well, that rare drop table is not that good. You get like dragon spears, you get like dragon med helms. This would give you an access to a new unique drop table. However, they didn't specify what would be in that drop table. The gem would also be tradable, so you don't have to grind it if you don't want to. If you're playing on your main account, you could just buy the gem, but the ring would become untradeable. And it's not just for the boss tasks, it's for any creature that you're killing. Now another one, this one is mainly for Ironman, I think. They have been asking for the longest time for the Blood and Death rune pack, specifically Blood. If you are high level Ironman and if you have a scythe or if you have a Sanguinesti staff, it takes a lot of blood runes to charge it if you're using it constantly. So this would solve the problem. You don't have to constantly hop worlds anymore. So first of all, if you want to buy these, you have to unlock with a high amount of Slayer points. I'm going to assume that specifically boss Slayer points, and the current ones would not work as it's like a separate system. We would like to offer the chance to purchase these rune packs in Tazar store using Toggle. So it's not just GP. You actually have to have some items, because the best way to get Toggle is really to get some sort of items, maybe gold ores, maybe mithril ores, maybe you've done a lot of motherlode mine, so you sell, and then get Toggle, and then you can buy something. And also, chaos runes, stuff like that. Ooh, can I get a task that I have stored? So if you store a Dagonoth Kings, like I said, you can get also, again, Dagonoth Kings. So you get double, essentially, in a way. Like, oh, okay, I'm doing this, and then you take the store task as well. Okay, and also the slaughtered and expeditious bracelets would work on Slayer tasks. So if you want to extend them, or if you want to complete them quickly, you can also do that. Although they didn't say if you can choose how many to kill, so I'm going to assume you cannot choose them like you currently can. So these are all the new poll questions. If you want, you can log into the game and vote for this. And I read some people, they're kind of for it, kind of not. It's most likely going to pass because, it's a Slayer update, but this would become a meta, basically, for boss slaying. Like, if you want to do any bosses, you literally have to get a task. If you're killing bosses off task, it is not good. Currently, it's not the meta because they're quite rare. You need to get like 10, 20, 30 Slayer tasks before you get a boss task. This one is going to be constantly shoving a boss task. Basically, if you're not doing this, then you're missing out a lot. Like, you're going to Bandos? Oh, well, you don't have a Slayer helmet. That is pretty terrible. You should probably keep doing tasks even if you don't like something. If you get like Sarachnis or something. No, it's not Sarachnis that I'm worried about. Is that each task, they said, they would take like 2 or 3 hours to complete. So if you do get something you don't like, it will actually take that long to complete. But you have one free skip. Would be interesting to see how this would work, especially with the new drops, like how much they would be worth, what is the rarity of the drops, because they didn't specify it, they just said very rare. So yeah, what do you think? I think I would want to see this in the game, but I don't know how, again, the meta would just completely change. I would probably never want to do God Wars bosses at all until I get a task. It just simply, although for Armadillo it's very easy. If you get Aviances, you can already kill like 60 of them per task. So now that I edited this video, it's very late by the way, so I'm talking a little bit low. The issue is that there's gonna be a lot of bosses crowded suddenly, because people will be forced to complete certain bosses, especially in the early game when nobody has any Slayer points because it's a separate system. Everyone will start from 0. So if you do get Armadillo, you will have to do Armadillo, and there's going to be a lot of other people who will have to do Armadillo. So every single boss that may not have been crowded will be crowded, and those who are crowded already will be extra crowded. Let's say Bandos, it's already so packed. And now you have to be in meta with a Slayer helmet. People will be running around with T-bows and Slayer helmets. Just, I don't know. I don't know about this. I want this still. Oh, no. I don't know. Every boss will be crowded. Keep that in mind. It's a fact.